why most people fail at setting goals. So I'm going to list down 3 to 5 points that you guys can see if you're making these mistakes or not. And if you fix those mistakes, you're going to make things very, very easy to achieve your goals. Common sense? Not really. So I'm going to talk about it right now. The first point, you don't remind yourself of the goal. What you don't keep track, you forget. I'm sure you guys experience this, even me, like us. We have goals for the start of the year. And then by June or July, we end up doing something else already. We totally forget all about it. Then by December, you go back to your goals and, oh shit, I haven't even done anything and 1 year has already passed. You have to remind yourself of your goal. If you don't, you'll forget about it. Your brain will go into other urgent or important things which doesn't really matter anyway. So you always have to remind yourself of the goal every single day. Paste your goals on a mirror or something. Paste it underneath a pillow or something and read your goals. Look at it every single day. You don't need to obsess over it. You can even forget it during the day. But it's important to just set a habit to remind yourself of the goal every single day. Look at the paper, remind yourself, get to work. Before you go to bed, look at the goal, put it down, and go back to work or go to sleep. So that is the first mistake. Second mistake is they keep talking about the goal. I'm sure we all have friends that, like to keep talking about what they want to achieve. But then, by the end of the year, you see them, they haven't accomplished shit. Don't be that person that keeps talking about your goals. So that's even a scientific way to explain why it doesn't work. Is if you keep talking about your goal, like it sets off dopamine receptors in your head that makes you think that you already achieved the goal. So it's much more powerful if you were to just keep quiet about it, or you can tell your closest friends that mean a lot to you about what you want to achieve, and then stop talking about it. Stop talking about it and have the mindset that you will let the results show for itself. Like, I'm gonna show through my actions rather through my words. Which is a good point actually. Show through your actions rather than words. So, have this philosophy that you're going to show through actions rather than words in everything that you do. Maybe your goals, maybe your relationships, may it be, if you ever deal with people, don't talk, just do. Like Nike, just do it. Third mistake. You focus on what gets you results right now versus what's sustainable. Okay, what do I mean by that? The gym example. If you go to the gym 6 days per week, you diet, whatever you're eating right now, you cut it by half. You think, okay, by doing that, I can definitely lose weight very, very fast. But it doesn't work that way because it's not sustainable. Whatever you're doing, you want to keep the long-term perspective in mind. Am I able to sustain the pace at what I'm doing over the long term? You may go gung-ho, for the first 1 week, and then you suddenly blow off all your momentum the next week just because you can't keep up at it. Instead of, you probably have a list of a lot of things that you need to achieve your goals. Instead of having that list, focus on what are the bare essential things that you have to do and make habits around them. create habits versus actions or strategies. You want to make your goals a part of your lifestyle. You want to make it a part of who you are. Because if you just do action for the sake of action, you won't stick to it. It's going to be hard. You'll be fighting with yourself every single day. Sure, maybe the first 1 month to 3 months may be hard to stick to. But if you sustain the bare minimum of what you do, discipline wouldn't be a problem anymore. It's just instinct, like brushing your teeth. You want to make the actions to achieving your goals as easy as brushing your teeth. Because you have so much pain every single day. You're already like struggling to achieve your goal. You have a lot of obligations, responsibility. The last thing that you want to do is to force yourself into doing something that you just don't want to do. That's why you want to make it a habit. Although the actions necessary to achieve your goals may not be super exciting, but if you make it a habit to do those actions every single day, it becomes easy. Brushing teeth is boring, but you still do it anyways, right? So you want to make your actions a habit, basically. Now, the fourth point, too ambitious. So this is setting goals. Ambitious goals are like, I want to be a billionaire, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be something which is exaggerated in a way. Like, it is fine to set ambitious goals, like what I mentioned in my previous videos, but don't forget to set milestones along the way. Like, there's a saying by rock climbers, don't stare at the summit, stare at your boots. So if you have this like huge goal, like I want to achieve this huge thing, what are the chances of actually hitting it? And also another example is, if you can't get 1 million right now, I mean, if you can't, like, let's say you want to achieve $1 million. If you can't even get $1,000 right now, if you can't even get a job right now, how are you expected to achieve $1,000? I mean, $1 million, right? Common sense. So, replace being too ambitious. You want to set waypoints. Like, you want to remind yourself on the big picture goal, like for a bit, and then forget about it and focus on the waypoints instead. What is the first thing that I will have to achieve? Like, for example, $1,000. So once you achieve that, what's next? $10,000. You don't want to be too inflexible about it as well, because sometimes the universe takes you to the path of least resistance. That's how nature works. Nature doesn't really care about the particular individual. They care about the whole scheme of things. And that's why we can't predict the weather. We can't even predict forest fires sometimes. So, you have to keep an open mind when achieving your goals, which means you don't always hit the waypoints, but it's important to keep it like as a light post, so to say. So maybe you don't achieve $1,000, but you end up achieving a high-paying job that doesn't pay you $1,000 per week, for example, yet. But the long-term benefit of taking the high-paying job is you end up meeting the CEO and he makes you a partner. Example. So while you have the waypoint, you also have to keep an open mind as well for other possibilities that could happen that would take you closer to your goal. So that's why you don't want to be too rigid about things, but you also don't want to be too vague about it. Like, if you can't achieve $1,000, how can you achieve that big picture goal of making $1 million? Well, making money might not be a goal, but if there's other goals in mind, also set waypoints as well, like in terms of your relationships. If you're single, instead of focusing on, I want to get that dream girl, focus on, why not try going out on a date per week with someone new? And the last bonus point, 80% of people, like, I wouldn't say 80% of people, like 10%, 5% of everyone, like everyone I know, achieve their goals. Like very, very few has ever achieved their goals. And it's important to keep in mind about your confidence, all right? They don't believe that they can achieve their goals. Like, it's not there. Like, you have this goal that you want to achieve this year, but you think it's not possible, or like life gets in the way, and then you forget about goal. And when you think about the goal, you're like, I mean, it's not important. It's not like I can achieve it anyways. Don't give up on your goals. Don't give up. Most people fail when setting their goals because they don't believe that they can actually achieve it. Well, it's exciting to see the goal, but over the long-term perspective, you actually start losing the faith. You start losing the belief and confidence with your ability to follow through. And that's why we set waypoints. It's so that you achieve wins along the way. Stack up that small win every single day. As long as you do your habits, you won. As long as you achieve like $1,000 in a week, you won. Like, set waypoints for yourself and slowly rack up the wins, and that slowly builds your confidence. If you act on your goals every single day, you've already won. That builds your confidence. It stacks the scales in your favor that, yes, I'm on the path towards achieving my goals. And over the long run, you would have a bit more confidence in yourself. Don't give up. Even if things look dire, it's not permanent. There's a Chinese proverb that says like there's a man and there's a father and a son, and one particular day the horse ran away. Like, they own a farm and the horse ran away, and then all the villagers like, oh my god, like your horse ran away. That's such a bad thing. Then the dad was like, I don't know. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know. We'll see. Then the horse brought back 2 other horses back to the farm, and then the villagers are, wow, my god, you're so lucky, it's a good thing. You're so lucky to have like the horse come back and like bring 2 other horses. Wow, you're freaking rich. Then the dad says like, you know, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We'll see. And then the son rode on the horse, one of the horses, but fell down and broke his back, which is a terrible thing. When you break your back, you're paralyzed. So all the villagers came back and said, oh my god, yes, this is such a bad thing, your son broke his back, blah, blah, blah. Then the dad is like, you know, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We'll have to see. So what happens is soldiers from the kingdom came to the village and see every able guy will have to fight a war, which is currently going on. So the villagers came back to the father, the dad, and said, oh my god, like, you know, my son got taken away, blah, blah, blah. But you're like so lucky because your son did not get taken, because he's currently paralyzed. You see what I'm getting there? Like, do not judge your situation so soon. Do not judge your setbacks so as you do not judge your success. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I'm not so sure about it. Only care about doing what is right. So whatever that you do, don't judge it. Just suspend judgments on your situation. If you happen to achieve your goals, great, take pride in it, enjoy it. But do not be overly attached to your success. Just see, wow, I achieved my success now. Oh my god, it feels amazing. Now moving on to the next thing. Is it a good thing that I achieved this? Is it a bad thing? Well, I'm happy about it, but we'll see. Come from a we'll see attitude. Like, if something bad happens, like you may lose your job, you may have a certain illness, or you may have lost all of your money, etc. You may lost the love of your life. We'll see what happens. I may feel this pain right now, but we'll see. This is not the end of me. Things may get better, things may get worse. That's how life works. You have to keep an open mind and accept whatever possibility may happen, and don't judge the situation too quickly. And true enough, if you focus on the good of things, which is always better than focusing on negative of things, it will slowly bring you towards where you want to go. If you focus on bad things, you'll end up going towards more bad things, if you will. Whatever you focus on grows. So this is the 5 points which I want to talk about in this video, or why most people fail at setting their goals. And just to recap, the first point is you don't remind yourself of the goal. Whatever that you don't keep track of, you forget. Second one is you keep talking about a goal. A good philosophy to have in mind is show, don't tell. Let actions speak louder than words. The third point is you focus on what gets you results immediately rather than what's sustainable. Focus on habits instead of actions and strategies. The fourth bonus point here is you are too ambitious with your goals. Instead of focusing on achieving that $1 million, focusing on achieving your first $1,000, it's much more doable, and it slowly builds up your confidence, which is the last point, along the way. Don't judge your situation too quickly. It's not the end of you. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We'll see. So, thanks for watching this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel for more self-help content like this, and if you'd like to work with me personally to be your life coach, hit me up in the email below, where I'll be happy to have a conversation with you and see if I can serve. So, thanks so much, and till next time. Peace.